Yo, locked in crew, what it do, man? You already know. This your boy KT on KTTV1, man. This morning I just was looking through my phone, looking through some stuff, but I seen the news on the Super Bowl pop up with the Get Up crew and Damian Woody. But I want to see what they got to say about the Super Bowl, man. So I ain't gonna hold y'all up. We're gonna get right into it.
30 yards this game in order to pass Terrell Davis for the most rushing yards in any season, including playoffs, all time. It is a record that Davis set in the 1998 season, so the year after the one that we just spotlighted. Of course, as the Broncos, they won back-to-back Super Bowls. Davis was the key to all of that. I guess the question, and there were a few of them, D-Wood, you brought up something I want to get to in a moment. But if he goes over this number, he didn't break the regular season record, which is much, much, much better known. If he breaks the record, Terrell Davis's record, will we say this was the greatest season any running back ever had? Oh. What do you think? I mean,
Man, regardless, this was the greatest season any running back has ever had with Saquon Barkley. Just being real, bro. Got to be. I understand Terrell Davis, hey, that's a big jump, but at the end of the day, man, Saquon.
Will we say it?
If they win the Super Bowl and he breaks the record,
yes,
I think you can make that argument.
Yep.
But they're going to have to win the Super Bowl because even if he breaks Terrell Davis's record,
they're going to have to win the Super Bowl. Man, give the man his flowers,
and then
bro.
doesn't win the Super Bowl, he doesn't go out as a champion. He may have the all-time rushing yardage mark. And Terrell Davis, as Chris Burns said, I know because I was there.
Right.
I watched that whole thing.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable. And he was the key to that Broncos team and John Elway finally getting the Super Bowl ring. He was remarkable. There's the AFC Championship game. Shannon Sharp had a huge catch on 3rd and 5 that silenced the crowd. This was in the Super Bowl when he had a migraine.
Then they got to show it against the Steelers.
Headache, couldn't finish the first half, came back in and played with the migraine headache and still put up the performance that he did in that game to help Denver win its first ever Super Bowl. The Packers let him score the touchdown. Didn't matter. He was that unbelievable. Pat Bowlen, the great Broncos owner. But Saquon needs to win the game to cap that season to be considered in that category.
Which is why you...
Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think he got to win the game to be considered? Me personally, no.
You made a fascinating comment earlier here, and good job by our producer today, Ash Colley, who we set aside some time. What was it you said before about Saquon and the way he and they may look back on this?
Yeah, I think you, if you don't win a Super Bowl, you're going to look back and regret not getting that all-time rushing record. You really will. I said earlier, I'm greedy. I want it all. I want the rushing record. I want him to win a Super Bowl because, man, years from now, as a lineman, nothing would bring me more satisfaction to say, I blocked for the guy who holds the all-time winning record. All time. Like, even if I don't win the Super Bowl, that's still something that you as a player, you can hang your hat on like, man, I blocked for that guy.
And then the line, though, the offensive line is not getting the love that it should, the flowers that they should, because he wouldn't be running like this without an O-line blocking for him. Now, you know what I'm saying? Barkley can do a lot. He's an incredible running back, but come on, you need the O-line, bro.
Who's in Canton, Ohio for the all-time record in NFL hit. That means...
But hold on, but if you lost the Super Bowl and you blocked, you'd still feel good, but you'd remember the loss.
You remember the loss, but still at the end of the day,
hang your hat on that.
I can hang my hat on history.
But then the thing I brought up to you, too, because I see you nodding, Harry, if you win that game, are you even thinking about the record? Or, like, is it only if you lose the game that you regret? Because I said at the time that Sirianni was making the right decision because they had bigger things on the horizon.
I'm not disputing the decision because I do ultimately think it was the right decision. But they had opportunities throughout, like, especially towards the end of the season, like, okay, it's clearly in our sights. And as a lineman, I would have been like, let's break the record, man. Like, you don't have many opportunities in the era that we're in, the quarterback era, to break the all-time rushing record. Like, I want that. I want that as a player.
It's a 40-year-old record.
So, Greeny, when we had this discussion leading up to week 18 right, on this desk, I had two coaches call me, one who won a Super Bowl right, with the Raiders. And he told me, you do not pass up no opportunity to have your name in the history books forever. He said, like Nick Sirianni, your name is attached to that. Every single player involved in that organization. When coaches say they lose their job down the road. When you put on your resume and you trying to get another job, hey, I was a part of the season when Saquon Barkley broke this single season rushing record.
Until somebody gets hurt, and then you don't get your chance to go down as when you get hired. Now they hired a Super Bowl winner.
You can get hurt in practice.
No question.
Like you can get hurt. You can get hurt walking into the building.
But you now can be a part of the staff that won the Super Bowl and got them the all-time single-season rushing record. It would validate their decision over and over, and they would look back on it one day and be like, remember that Super Bowl we won? Oh, and remember the rushing record? Like, it would be everything. It would be the Ask Me Sunday with everything on it.
Yeah, it'll be everything, but at the end of the day, a man deserves his flowers, like Super Bowl or no Super Bowl. Everybody know damn near this NFL is rigged. Bro, be real. Come on now. You got two brothers playing in the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs trying to three-peat. Taylor Swift up in the stands. You know what I'm saying? Bringing a whole nother crowd of people to the game. You know what I'm saying? You know how many views this game gonna get alone? This is all for money, publicity, bro. But at the end of the day, get a man his flowers, Super Bowl or not, bro.
You know what you would think about it, I'm guessing, is the next time someone pursues it.
Yep.
You know, the next time there's all this hype, next time you turn on Get Up, and we're talking endlessly about Ashton Genty and whether or not he's going to get to 2105 running for the Dallas Cowboys behind Brian Schottenheimer's newly rebuilt offensive line. And we're having this conversation, and they're going to be sitting there going, man, we could have done that. Like, we could have been 2106. We could have been 2110. I would argue that is the best known individual record in the NFL besides Brady's Super Bowl wins. But as far as those kind of marks are concerned, how many yards did Tom Brady throw for? What's the record for most career passing yardage, or even in an individual season? You don't know that. You know 2105, and it's a 40-year-old record. It survived the entire careers of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders and all these other, Adrian Peterson, all the other great backs that have come over the last 3 generations. I thought that was a tough one to walk away from. Now, again, if you play him week 18 and he gets hurt, you never get over it, right? You never get over it because there's no way you're here without it. But I agree with you. I think there has to be some tinge of regret. If not now, then it will come.
Of course, and it's going to be there. But you look at it, and Saquon said it at the time, like, I want to go for the record. I slept on it. The linemen were on the sideline saying, we want to go for the record. But I think that's the responsibility of Sirianni. Yes, you can get hurt at any given point, but when you have that much on the line, you've already proven, because we can look back and say, oh, well, if he would have finished that first game against the Giants and all of these other things, but you don't know where you're going to be at the end of that season. So to me, it was always going to be the right decision, because getting a chance to stand in that confetti and win a Super Bowl, a team effort, when you made that move to get Saquon, to get to this moment, you never thought about, well, if we get Saquon, man, what if we're able to get the rushing title? That was not a thought on your mind. It was about getting to a Super Bowl and being able to hoist some Lombardi trophies.
No, that's a good point and a valid one, right? And they chose the team goal over the individuality. And right now they're looking like geniuses in doing it. Now, can you finish the deal?
It's the only sport where you have to do this, right? Because the only sport where the threat of injury is so great. You would never sit Aaron Judge in the last game of the season if he was 1 home run away from the record. There is no apples to apples comparison in any other sport to this decision they had to make.
I want my cake and eat it too. That's all. That's all.
You would have wanted
leave the cake alone.
I'm a big boy. I love sweets. I want my cake.
But here you are, all kidding aside. You're a man with 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
You're 40. How old are you?
47.
47-year-old. You would be sitting here right now if you were on an offensive line that got that record. If Curtis Martin or whoever it was running behind you,
Sean Green,
had that record. Sean, God bless him, Sean Green. You would talk about that to this day.
You wouldn't, I would be talking about it endlessly. Y'all would get, Woody, can you shut the hell up about talking about the rushing rate? But it's true. It's something that, again, we all have egos. You ask any former athlete, that is something that no one can ever take away from you. No one.
But you got to tell me about it. Like when the lineman walk in that blocked for Eric Dickerson, you don't remember, oh, yeah, he was the lineman. You got to tell me about it. But if you walk in with that big Super Bowl ring on your finger, as soon as you walk in, they're like, dang, which year was the year that you was there to win that Super Bowl? That was the first one or the second one? Wow, they made it a little bit bigger. How many diamonds is in that second one? That's a totally different story than the rushing record, although they're both great.
Let me ask you a question.
That's a pretty good point.
What's harder, getting that Super Bowl ring versus Mahomes or that rushing record? What in your opinion, what's harder?
Mahomes, baby.
I'm going to stop right there, but what's harder? Getting that Super Bowl ring against Mahomes and the refs and the league itself, or getting that rushing record, man? The rushing record, hey, get the rushing record, and then this man deserve all the flowers in the world, Super Bowl or not. Tell me how you feel about it, man. Should Saquon still get those flowers even if he makes the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Or should he not? You know what I'm saying? Or should he go for the record without the Super Bowl? Hey, let me know how you feel. If you still here, I appreciate you, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace.